Yes.
Hello everyone. Very good morning. I hope all are doing great. So today is news next sessions. So once again we are connected here to learn something new from the newspaper. So I hope all are doing great and we will start the news next sessions today. And before that I would tell you one thing. So how it's really helpful to improve the knowledge. Like as we are Indians, we know our country is very big, and also we have to read many more things as well. So updating the knowledge daily is plays a significant role in our language skill. So just because of that, EL team has introduced the news sections as well. So today is our first participant, Siddhi ma'am. So Siddhi ma'am, are you there?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Very good morning. How are you doing?
Sir, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I am also pretty well. Thank you for asking. Are you ready for the session?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. My article
Okay.
number is 17. So, can I read?
Yes, you can read. All the
Thank you,
best.
sir, for this opportunity. Yeah. Rohit's legacy and aggressive batting templates that won India silverware on a on a chilly night in Dubai 7 months ago as the celebration were in full flow in the Indian dressing room. Rohit Sharma, after finishing the post-match press conference, headed a strong get to the pitch and the Dubai International Cricket Stadium with the tricolour dropped around his shoulders. He sat in the middle of the pitch, kissed the ICC Champions uh, Trophy and Phil Flet. That moment will now be the lasting image of Rohit, the Indian captain, as with the next 50 over World Cup 2 years away. Uh, the selectors have opted for a change of ground, ground like he did with the Test team 3 months ago, taking over the Ahmed. Now from Rohit, it's a Suvan Gill in ODIs. Nobody knew then that it was the last tournament for Rohit as the captain of the Indian team. 7 months on that Champions Trophy where our unbeaten India power lead past every opponent. Bangladesh, Pakistan, Australia, New Zealand would started as the perfect testament to Rohit, the captain. For a captain who separated India into a modern day white ball outfit, that Champions Trophy in the UAE, and had Rohit im- im- imprint in every box. The ticket from picking a squad that include five spinners and taking the bold step to play for them in the uh, 11, coming out with a batting blueprint on the most challenging of the condition was all dozen meticulously, having impressed an aggressive approach with the bat in the lead up to the 2023 World Cup that powered India to the final to continue with the same intensity in totally different condition, and pulling it off was what made India head and shoulders above the um, rest. Rohit as a captain brigade the T20 World Cup and the Champion Trophy, yet more than the trophies, what India would be in debate to Rohit was how he brought the match needed clarity to the ODI outfit. For two successive World Cup, two of his predecessors, who were also serial winners in bilateral events, appeared confused with their planning and execution. It meant in 2015 and 2019, despite having the necessary reserves, they headed to the event without a settled no number four and ended their campings in the semi-final. Meticulous planning, and Rohit from the time to took charge went about providing what was missing in the rank with a supportive coach in Rahul Dravid, around with whom he would indulge in executing planning sessions that went on for hours, much to the frustrations of other support staff. We want about building a culture without making any noises. A castle was being built brick by brick, and old foundation were second and dismantled, yet everyone bought into the borders plan. What the end product offered was a beautifully decorated coastal that looked grand inside and outside. It is why the defect in the 2023 World Cup still hurts in cricket's long stories history. Rohit's class of 2023 will for event remain the strongest team that didn't lay hands on the trophy. Under Rohit, experienced players were not brushed aside. Remember how to brought back a R. Ashwin into the 50 over World Cup at the event hour. Having identified the importance of covering all bases, he had called Ashwin a month before the announcement, asking him be ready, and similarly, having been brushed aside by England in a T20 World Cup for the next ICC event, he was the first one to praise for a major change of approach with the bat. For a batsman who scored a record 7 ODI countries in World Cup with measured approach in 2015 and 2019 in the tournament, he captained. He evolved into a Batman who would inflict maximum damage on the opposition in the first 10 overs, a batting unit that put runs as the ultimate metric. Now had a captain who believed that modern era strike rate can be compromised, with Rohit leading the way. The recent seamlessly followed it if provided freedom for he all provided for the next generation like Gill and Ayers. He also allowed someone like Virat Kohli to be the best Batman he he is. The end result was Kohli end up having his best every World Cup, scoring 765 runs, lifting the crown in Ahmedabad on November 19, 2023. Was, wasn't a moment denying denied for him, but as he said later, he doesn't have any regret after that final at Ahmedabad, where most of his teammates had to be degraded off the field. Rohit was among the first to keep the emotions aside, congratulated dignity while winning class apart even when results didn't go his way. Rohit, the, the captain, was one of a kind. All good captains are also judges with the sort of team their head over to the successes. Well, he didn't get the opportunity to praise give Surya Kumar Yadav a T20 World Champion team to take forward. A year later, he now hands over a team to Gill that is stronger than the over that Rohit took charge of. There are few decisions to take with the next World Cup in mind, but with the announcement exactly 2 years away, Gill gets ample time. So I have done my reading part. Now I'm summarize from this article. So this article talk about Rohit Sharma. Uh, um, so yeah. So this article talk about yesterday announced Australia team with Australia series ODI. Indian team announcement as a captain Suvan Gill, not Rohit Sharma. So that's this article talk about during World T20 Cup. So Ahmedabad. So uh, and something, yeah.
Happened, Siddhi.
Siddhi, are you
Sorry.
there with us?
Us. Sorry, sir. Now I'm audible.
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes. Siddhi, continue if you want to say something regarding that article. If not, let me
Yeah,
know.
sir. Uh, yes, sir. So this, yeah, and Rohit Sharma win percentage as a captain, 75% highest among all Indian captain. So his batting skill rate as a captain is 111.9 or 7. He's a hit 26 sixes in 55 innings. His success rate in ICC tournament was 93.75%, though India lost in the 2023 World Cup final. That so this article is a prizes Rohit aggressive batting template and meticulous planning as a key to Indians' success under his captain city. Captain, sorry, sir. That's all from my side.
Okay. That's great, Siddhi. You are done with your Article 17, right? Yeah. So,
Yes.
like if I'm talking about this article, okay, it's all about Rohit Sharma, how he changed the Indian cricket. Early days, his approach was different. Then after that, how he was changed his approach from slow batting to fast batting in the early stage of the cricket. So it has impacted in such a great way in Indian cricket as well, and how it helped the Indian team to won the three ICC trophies within the span of 2 years. How it has helped. So this article is all talking about Rohit Sharma, and as we know that like recently PCCI has announced the team for Indian team for the Australian match with Australia. So in that match, Rohit Sharma is not a captain, so Shubman Gill is considered as a captain. So in that and also because of Rohit Sharma legacy, who will continue his legacy in the future? So they were all talking about all things, and also his captainship and how he impacted in the captain role as well. So they were all, these are all things they were mentioned in this article, and you read it very well. Keep continuing, okay? All the best. Thank you. So who is our next participant? Aravind, are you our next participant?
A
Are you
very
there?
good morning, everyone. I mean, I can take over after this, and I will, for sure, you are welcome to participate. Thanks a lot for managing it all.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am, for coming here as a host. We were waiting for you.
Sorry
Okay,
to
so I'm
interrupt
a
you. Uh, Akshar sir want to only two
Hey,
participants
no,
voting.
no, 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 no.
Uh,
Anshul, ma'am, you can
I,
continue. Continue, continue.
yeah, okay.
okay. Acha wants to read the article. Is it?
No, 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 no. You can continue, Aravind.
Okay. Achal ma'am, shall I continue?
Yeah, sure, Arvind. We will take Akshar after you. I hope you don't mind, Akshar. And yeah, all the best, Arvind. Please mention your article number and then you may proceed.
Yeah, my article number is 6. I already mentioned in the website.
So yes, please, you may start, Arvind.
Okay. Why is a specter of empty classroom looming? What has the Supreme Court ruled on the teachers' eligibility test? How many teachers are likely to be affected? Why has Tamil Nadu sought a review? What does Article 21A lay down? What is the situation in other state? Are minority institution part of the verdict? Now, Krishna Das Rajgopal's article, the story show for he the state of Tamil Nadu has sought a review of Supreme Court judgment requiring in-service teachers from class 1 to 8 in non-minority schools across the country to clear the teacher eligibility test in 2 years or be compulsorily retired. Other states have equally voiced concern about the September 1 judgment and its harsh relation on to lakhs of teachers' validity employed in government, aided, unaided and private schools mentioned under Section 2N of the Right of Education to Free and Compulsory Education (RTE) Act 2009. They are likely to follow Tamil Nadu to the top court. What is the situation in Tamil Nadu? Tamil Nadu alone employs 4,49,850 teachers in government and aided schools, of whom 3,90,458 are not yet qualified. The states have argued that if the judgment is implemented, the entire school system faces the imminent prospect of collapse. with mass disqualification of teachers and denial of classroom instructions to millions of children. Tamil Nadu argues that the judgment provokes a direct conflict with Article 21A, fundamental right to free and compulsory education for children aged 6 to 14 of the Constitution. The state has sought a balance between ensuring quality of education and safeguarding the right to education. What did the judgment mandate? The two-judge bench of Justices Deepankar Datta and Manmohan is not unaware of the ground realities. Justice Datta, who authored the September 1st judgment, acknowledged the contribution of non-TET qualified teachers appointed prior to the RT Act. The court agreed that dislodging elementary school teachers was a bit harsh, as they have taught students for decades without any serious complaints. Hence, the court, invoking Article 142 of the Constitution, has exempted teachers with less than 5 years left to retire from taking the TET. However, they would have to clear the TET if they seek promotion, but teachers who have more than 5 years of service must mandatorily qualify the TET within 2 years from the date of judgment. If they fail, they would have to quit service or be retired with terminal benefits. Future appointments or promotions for teachers in non-minority schools would necessarily require TET qualification. Further, the two-judge bench judgment referred to a larger bench the question whether minority education institutions ought to be also included under the purview of the RT Act. The court noted that the minority status was being misused by school managements to circumvent the mandate of the RT Act to have TET qualified teachers conduct elementary education. The judgment was based on a batch of appeals questioning school education department's insistence on faculty clearing the TET in minority institutions. The two-judge bench criticized the 2014 Constitution Bench judgment in the Paramati Education and Cultural Trust case, which took a minority institution entirely outside the ambit of the RT Act. The September 1 judgment made a strong pitch to bring schools run by minorities, whether religious or linguistic, into the RT fold, as the 2014 judgment had unknowingly jeopardized the very foundation of universal elementary education. It said the exemption of minority institutions from the RT Act has led to fragmentation of the common schooling vision and weakening of the idea of inclusivity and universality envisioned by Article 21A. What do the review petitions argue? Review petitions filed by the Tamil Nadu and Kerala-based teachers union Deshiya Adhyapak Parishad (NTU) Kerala argues that even if the objective of enhancing teaching quality is accepted as legitimate, compelling pre-RT Act appointees to pass TET on pain of disqualification is manifestly disproportionate. Tamil Nadu recommended less intrusive alternatives like in-service training, capacity building, refresher courses, or bridging programs to achieve the same goal without destabilizing the education system. At the center of the controversy is the interpretation of Section 23 of the RT Act. As per 23I, the National Council for Teachers Education (NCT) has laid down minimum qualification for a person to be eligible for appointment as a teacher in classes 1 to 8. Though its notification on August 23, 2010, an essential qualification is passing the TET conducted by the appropriate government. The rationale for including the TET is to bring national standards and a benchmark of teacher quality in the recruitment process. In its review petition, Tamil Nadu contended that Section 23I would apply only to future recruitment of teachers. The state refers to Section 23(2), which empowers the centres, though through notification, to relax the minimum education qualification for appointment of teachers for a limited period not exceeding 5 years in case states have to deal with the contingencies of death of teachers or institutional shortages. A provision appended to Section 23 also makes it clear that any teacher who at the commencement of the RT Act did not possess the minimum qualification TET must acquire some qualification within a period of 5 years. Section 23 does not call for a blanket mandate for TET, nor could the interpretation of the provision be stressed to retrospectively disqualify teachers who were validity appointed before the notification of the minimum qualification TET. Tamil Nadu submitted in its review plea. So I completed this article. So I want to summarize the theme of this article. This article about the teachers elevated test. So now about the now Supreme Court has announced that in 2 years after the decision of 1st September, all teachers must have qualified the TET examination in 2 years, within 2 years. So some states are really opposing about this decision. They are telling the ground reality. What is the reality? They are like, the teachers are working for the last many years, and even uh, Supreme Court was saying that those teachers who have completed their 55 years also, they will also qualify the TET. Only those teachers uh, is is exempted from the qualifying TET who are only 5 years remaining for their jobs, retirement of the job. So these things are going on, and some high courts or some people are saying that teachers should not include it before the 2010, because uh, that time when they were recruited as a teachers, that time TET and RT Act didn't uh, don't cover the all things, like if if they are recruited that time this provision not present there, so that's why it should not be included. So after 2010 or 2011, all teachers are recruited with the TET qualifying provisions. So it should apply on the after 2010 teachers who were appointed after 2010. So this the argument is going on in South. More people aware about these all things because they less politics there. Like you can say, people are more educated like this, so they are applying some writ also against against the Supreme Court, and they are going to uh, see about their uh, job. They are going to save their job, and they are trying their best. And in North region, because of the more politics, even people are not able to know everything about what is going on. Like, for the last 3 years, like in 2022, TET, uh, if I talk about the UP, so it performed in 2022. So after 3 years, still TET has not been performed for the teachers, for the coming teachers. So it's really is not a good position that government is taking. As Supreme Court is saying that within 2 years teachers must qualify the TET, but how is it possible if they are not performing the TET examination? How they will qualify? So Supreme Court didn't aware about the ground reality, so they are giving the decision like this. So now it's our duty, it's our teachers' duty, it's our public duty, it's our people duty according to Constitution. We people must aware the Supreme Court about these things and what is the ground reality. Thank you so much. I completed.
Yeah, thank you, Arvind, for participating. So, anyone from the VCV who would like to add something?
Hello, good morning, Aanchal ma'am.
Yeah, a very good morning, Priyanshu sir. Yes,
Yeah,
you are
so I
welcome.
just
Please proceed.
respect to this article, I think this, as Arvind already explained all the intricacies of this article, but mainly this article is revolved around the Honorable Supreme Court ruling that mandatorily, so here the word mandatorily be included or make sure by the Honorable Supreme Court that whosoever the in-services teacher in classes 1 to 8, including the minority institution, had to clear the TET, which is a teacher eligibility test, as per the Right to Children's to Free and Compulsory Education Act. Another states also sought a review petition, as mentioned in this article itself. Tamil Nadu government and various other government is arguing that it will affect 1,000 of teacher and that will disrupt the schooling. And as the title of the article itself, like mentioned about, it will create a empty classroom. But I don't think so. That as the spirit of the provision of Article 21A itself, which ensure that fundamental right to free and compulsory education, and that will impliedly include the qualitative and not quantitative. It's qualitative education should be implemented and imparted to the students so that they will do something in their life. And no doubt, Article 30, Clause 1 gives the right to the minority educational institution also. But here, the judgment raises a question as to how the balance the equality or the qualitative education with the rights of the minority, which is enshrined under Article 30, Clause 1. So basically, this article talk about Section 23 RTE Act and also the recent Honorable Supreme Court judgment of two judges, Justice Dipankar Datta and Sanjay Kumar, which categorically stated that exclusion of minority institution from TET would lead to fragmentation of common and choosing schooling vision. So yeah, they specifically just highlighted and the same observation by the Honorable Supreme Court that that will not disrupt the education. That will prioritize the qualitative education over the administrative convenience. And as far as Article 30 is concerned, it is not absolute. It can be subject to reasonable regulation in the interest of uh, educational rights, in the interest of minorities, upcoming future rights. So keeping in view the both the concern that will enforce more accountability, that maybe that will lead to the temporary shortage of teachers, but eventually it will promote more qualitative education across among the states. So yeah, in the crux, this Honorable Supreme Court judgment, I think uphellment of the requirement of TET in all the services is much and necessary in order to ensure the qualitative education, and it should comply with the RT Act. Nevertheless, immaterial of the status, whether minority, majority, any other kind of institution. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Arvind, for interpreting it and making it clear for us. So yes, now for the feedback part, Arvind. Yes, you interpreted it very well. You read the article very well. Your English part, it's amazing. No such grammatical error or no such pronunciation error. The only thing I would like to suggest you is to work a bit on your intonation. By intonation, I mean the how we structure our speech, the voice modulation. So, like, if we speak any sentence, it's just voice by which we can decide whether it's a statement or whether it's a question. For example, I'm saying you are eating. That's just a basic statement. That means you are doing it. But when I twist it and have like bit of more uh, up voice on upper scale, like I ask, you are eating. That means it's a question. So the only thing you need to work is intonation so that you don't sound monotonous. Now coming to the article part, yes, the judgment is passed by Supreme Court and it wants all the teacher to clear TET examination, and for that he has given 2 years of time with teachers less than 5 years experience. But on the other side, Tamil Nadu just fears that this will cause lakhs of teachers to lose jobs, leading to empty classrooms. That's one of the concern. And for that reason, they are asking for a review to protect both teacher livelihoods and even students' education continuity. Somewhere these issues are valid, but like Priyanshu mentioned, it's not just about quantitative education, but also qualitative education. So yes, that was gist of article. Thank you, Irvin. Thank you, Priyanshu. Yes, that is it.
Thank you so much, Achal ma'am, giving me feedback, perfect feedback. Thank you so much.
Our next participant is Akshar, but as he isn't here, then Deep. So I don't see anyone who gave the name in VC. Deep, was it you who gave the name? I can see a name by, yes, SN is here. You can go next, SN. Just mention your article number and then you may proceed.
Okay, Achal, good morning.
Yeah, very good one.
Should I start? Otherwise, other member will start.
No, it's totally fine. You may go next. Just start it.
Okay. Good morning, all of you. I am reading article number 16. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal in Singapore. Investors must explore opportunities in India. Need greater collaboration between businesses. Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal has urged Singapore-based investors to look at the opportunities that India offers across the spectrum of economic development. I would urge each one of you to look at the scale of opportunity the India offers, Goyal said at a meeting with investors. The meeting was held under the theme India-Singapore at the rate 60 Partnership for Growth on Saturday, emphasizing the basis for the rapid economic development. The minister highlights India's three singular definitions: the size of the market, opportunities, and the skill of its workforce. We are looking at working together, fast-tracking various initiatives that the India-Singapore Business Roundtable initiated, he said. The minister pointed out that officials from both public and private sector are putting in relentless hours to try and create those models which will help the two countries' relationship to grow on a faster track. I think together there are many few frontiers to scale, said Goyal, who is visiting Singapore. Whatever it is the word of capital, whether it is the word of research and development, whether it is the word of people development, skills, skills sets, talent, the word of education, or effort to look at the sustainability going forward. Something which both Singapore and India, people of both countries, the leaders of both countries recognize for the future. He noted all these efforts put together define the Singapore-India relationship, he said, stressing the all chambers of commerce and industry in India come together with Singaporean chambers along with European, American and Japanese companies on the platform here on Friday to explore opportunities in India. The minister told a gathering of about 250 investor. I think the time is now, the time is right. Call for collaboration. The Commerce Minister also called for greater collaboration between businesses of India and Singapore, adding it will help boost trade and investment ties between the two countries. Goel laid emphasis on further strengthening India-Singapore trade and investment ties for a more balanced, including and future-ready economic partnership, highlighted greater collaboration and B2B opportunities between our businesses. The minister said in a post on social media platform X. On the sidelines, the minister held meetings with senior officials of Singapore-based firms. He held a meeting with Kim Yin Bong, Group President and CEO of Sembcorp, discussed India's remarkable achievement in renewable energy and ambitious aims, and explored avenues for collaboration in clean energy, green hydrogens and industrial park, he said. He also met Loho Chin-jua, CEO of Kipal, and discussed emerging opportunities in India in areas including waste to energy, infrastructure, data centers and digital connectivity. Meet a delegations led by Mr. Nax Shankar Narayan, CEO of Nomura Asia Pacific Holdings, discussed opportunities to boost India's focus investments and vast avenues India offers for global investors, he added. Goel met Gautam Banerjee, Chairman Blackstone Singapore's, and deliberated open opportunities for long-term capital in manufacturing linked infrastructures to further strengthen supply chain. He a productive meeting with Mr. Jim Coulter, Executive Chairman of Texas Pacific Group. Discussions focus on strengthening cross-border investments and unlocking new growth opportunities for both India and Singapore, the minister said. So I have completed the reading parts. Now I try to summarize this news. These articles all about the a visit of our Commerce Minister and Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, as we know very well. He visited in Singapore and he offered to investors that they will explore their business in India, and Piyush Goyal, he says that there is the good opportunities and in India, and he request and we can say, he requests all the investors that if they will invest, they will grow their business and they will establish their business in India. Definitely they will get benefits, because India have this type of markets where many investors they can grow their business. And he says that we have the size, huge size of market. We have the opportunities, investors have the opportunities, and we have the skills of workforce. It means we have the labor classes persons, everyone can get the good labors, and we have the big size of the markets also. So he says he requests all the investors, and on the Saturday meetings, and he says that, especially in the Singapore, that says that India and Singapore, there was the themes India and Singapore at the rate 60, partnership for growth. So that was the themes. And he says that Singapore, many of the companies, American, Japanese, and the Singapore's companies, they are, near about the 250s, the investors, they were listening to the, request, the request of the commerce and industry ministers. And in the last, he says that we also offer to collaboration. If they want to collaborate, collaborate business, so we are also ready. On there in the Singapore visit, he meets some, we can say CEO, company of the CEO, as some of the CEO, some of the great persons, some of the businessmen. He meets on there and requested that that they should establish, they should come, and they should invest their money on in India. India have the good opportunity. In the last of this articles, he says that in the field of the green, and in the field of the green India energy, and green hydro, India have the good opportunity, and clean energy and the green hydrogens and industrial parks also. So they should be, give the speech, and give the speech, and Piyush request all the companies CEO for the coming to India. They offer, sir. So that's all about from my side. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone in VC who would like to add a few more points? Okay, fine. If not, then we will come to the feedback part. So yes, as Sandy, I have heard you long time ago, and it's been a while. So I can see you have improved significantly. You are doing well, even with the pronunciation part. You have improved it quite a lot. You are now able to pronounce even big words. But like, here are a few suggestions. Mm, there are few pronunciation mistakes that exist now also, and basically it's a and o sound. For example, you tend to say or instead, sorry, you instead of saying r, you said or. It's r, right? And the second thing I noticed, it was all, not al. So here's the catch. It's not a sound in few words, rather it's a sound, AW rather than double A. For example, you said Carl instead of call, uh, further instead of further. So you need to work on like hard and soft sound, where you need to have this soft pronunciation of any letter, and the second is with R and O sound. So for that, you may even join pronunciation workshop session. Sometimes we have it at 8 p.m. Rest everything was fine, even the articulation. So yes, we got the gist of the article. What's it about? You mentioned as what Piyush Goyal was saying and his statement regarding it, as he is welcoming CEOs from Singapore, investors from Singapore to explore investment opportunities in India and in sectors like energy, infrastructure, digital connectivity, and clean technology. So he even highlighted that India's large market skilled workforce and reform driven economy, emphasizing that now is the best time to invest. So, yes, we got the gist of it, and it was wonderful explanation from your side. But this is the suggestion I had for you.
Thank you very much. And I will focus. Thank
Yeah,
you.
sure. Thanks for your participation. Next, we have the
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning to one
yeah.
and all.
A very good morning, Deep. I hope you are doing well.
Ma'am, yes.
Yeah. So please mention your article number and then you may proceed. All the best.
My article number is Article 12. So, ma'am, can I start?
Yes,
Article number 12. Pakistan, POK protesters reach deal following unrest. After days of violent unrest in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, POK, the federal government and protesters on Saturday signed an agreement to end the ongoing demonstrations that have left at least 10 people dead and hundreds injured. Violence marred the peace of reason owing to a strike, which began on September 29 when talks broke down between officials and leaders of the Jammu Kashmir Joint Awami Action Committee JKJAAC, a representative body of protesters. The protesters had issued a charter of 38 points, urging the authorities to accept them or they would take to the roads, which they did eventually, leading to violent clashes with police that killed at least 10 people, including 3 police personnel. Hundreds of policemen and civilians were injured in the protests. Victory for peace. Negotiating delegation has signed the final agreement with the Action Committee. The protesters are returning to their homes. All roads have been reopened. This is a victory for peace. Minister for Parliamentary Affairs Tariq Faisal Chaudhry posted on X. The copy of the agreement shared by Mr. Chaudhry on X showed that a detailed document with 25 points was signed to end the protest, including compensation for those killed in violence, registering cases of terrorism on the incidents of violence and vandalism resulting in deaths of police personnel and protesters. In conclusion, I would say the from last few days, protest had been going on in Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and after many days of disturbance and anarchy, finally the protesters came to an agreement with the government, with the federal government, and uh, due to this violence, many deaths has been recorded, and also many personals lost their lives. And this agreement of them has been considered as a victory for peace, as posted by Parliamentary Affairs Minister Tariq Faisal Chaudhry on X. Ma'am, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Deep, for participation. Anyone from VC who would like to add any pointers? So yes. Okay, fine. So no one. Now we will move to the feedback part. That was very well read, Deep. Your English is quite good. Pronunciation also good. But here's my suggestion. First, you did make one pronunciation mistake. That's personal, not personnel. It's like we say colonel, not colonel. The same goes for person. So that was it. Second would be energy. It was very wonderfully said, but the only thing you were lacking was energy. So it's not always about the volume, but also how you speak, the voice modulation. So yes, second suggestion would be that. That was a small article, and yes, very well explained how about the scenario of protest in Pakistan occupied Kashmir over local issues which turned violent, killing over 10 people, and government just claimed it to be victory for peace. So yes, that's that. But yes, that was it from my side, Deep, and thanks for participation.
Thanks, ma'am.
So our next participant is Sandeep Prasad. If not Sandeep, then Saurabh. Yeah, Saurabh, it's your turn now. I can see you in VC. So, okay, if not Saurabh, then anyone who is willing to participate can enroll your name in the website. You just need to add your name in the queue, check the pin message, and proceed. So, yes. Saurabh, are you there?
Hello, Aanchal.
Yeah, hi, Priyanshu.
Yeah, like I am able to enroll my name in the website, so I wanted to read article number 5. So, any of
Yeah,
the
please
participants
proceed.
who want to team up with me, like you can also team up. It's a big article, editorial.
Yeah, sure, I'm okay with it.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, there are four subtopic in this article, subtitles. So you may read from what measures have states introduced. Is visible? Okay.
Sorry, from where to where?
From the title, what measures have states introduced? It's highlighted
Yeah,
in
yeah,
red.
sure. I got that.
A very good morning to all of you. So it's editorial number 5. You can see in the pinned message. Title: How is India responding to the crowding disaster? Why did the things get out of hand at actors Vijay's political rally in Tamil Nadu? Was the crowd control protocol in place? Are these measures statutory? Where have the most enforceable initiative emerged? Should the responsibility of managing a crowd be fixed on organizer? This article is brought to us by Vasudevan Mukund. The story so far: in September 27, a political rally by the actor and Tamilaga Vetri Kazagam, TVK founder Vijay, in Tamil Nadu Karur district, ended in a fatal crowd crush in which 41 people were killed. The Chief Minister, M.K. Stalin, appointed a one-person commission headed by retired Judge Aruna Jagadhisan to examine the tragedy's cause. He said the rules for public event would be framed when the commission submitted its report. What happened in Karur? The event was a part of Mr. Vijay's first statewide political tour. TVK organizers initially presented a list of 4 central business locations in Karur for the rally, but the police rejected them as they were too congested and instead granted the permission for Velumapuram on the Karur Erode Road, where the other political parties had previously held events. The organizer said Mr. Vijay would speak at 12 p.m. and supported supporters began assembling from 9 a.m. He was delayed, however, as the day wore, the crowd grew steadily, with several thousands gathering in the evening. By the time Mr. Vijay reached the Karur from Namakkal around 6 p.m., his convoy could not access the meeting spot because of the crowd. The condition worsened when the gathering was forced to make a way for his vehicle. The witnesses described having no space to move. Residents also recalled the younger people climbing the poles and transformer to get a glimpse of the actor, while others said the event's timing coincided with the evening wage dispersal for a textile worker, adding to the congestion in the area. As the program began around 7:20 p.m., the people started fainting in the crowd. When the situation deteriorated further, Mr. Vijay departed from the spot and ambulances began to arrive soon after, taking the injured people to the government hospital in Karur, Namakkal, and Tiruchi. By the nightfall, dozens were reported dead and scores injured. Many of the 41 people who died were young adults aged 18 to 30. What has India done to manage the crowd? At the national level, the Bureau of Police Research and Development, BPR&D, published its most recent comprehensive guideline on crowd control and mass gathering management in June 2025. This guideline, intended for the police and other law enforcement agencies, emphasizes scientific crowd management practices. The National Disaster Management Authority has maintained its managing crowd at events and venues of mass gathering guide since 2020 alongside suggestive framework for the crowd management plans. This document recommend the advanced risk assessment, derailed site layout plan, predetermined egress route, real-time monitoring, and communication protocol. The National Institute of Disaster Management (NIDM) has run training module to handle the large congregations as a part of its capacity building program. After the crowd crush at New Delhi railway station in February, the Indian Railway updated its manual for around 60 stations with a high footfall by introducing the holding areas, better dispersal zones, crowd monitoring, among the others. These measures are mostly advisory, however, and not statutory. Yeah, over to you, Aanchal ma'am.
What measures have states introduced? Following a deadly stampede outside M. Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bengaluru in June 2025, the Karnataka government tabled the Crowd Control, Managing Control, Crowd at Events and Venues of Mass Gathering Bill 2025. This instrument covers political rallies, conferences, cultural programs, and other events and fixes responsibility on organizers. It also empowers district magistrates to cancel or redirect events, regulate the use of loudspeakers, and impose fines and imprisonment for violations. The Uttar Pradesh State Disaster Management Authority issued the guidelines for managing crowd at events of Mass Gathering 2023, a document that formalizes measures for religious and cultural events. The Gujarat Institute of Disaster Management prepared training materials that include technical instructions on calculating site capacity, planning exits, training volunteers, and ensuring first aid and fire safety. After a stampede at the Mansa Devi temple in Haridwar in July, the Uttarakhand government ordered safety arrangements at major temples to be updated and directed authorities to remove encroachments around shrines. The Maharashtra government introduced a bill in 2025 empowering the Nasik Trimbakeshwar Kumbh Mela Authority to authorize temporary townships and bypass certain urban planning norms so that facilities can be created for large gatherings. Local enforcement agencies have supplemented these steps with operating protocols after the Bengaluru incident. For instance, the Karnataka police circulated a new standard operating procedure to control crowds at public functions and detailed responsibilities for coordination between departments, medical preparedness, and fire safety. In many districts across states, the police have also directed organizers of large religious or political gatherings to prepare crowd management plans, limit crowd size, deploy medical teams, set up temporary barricades, and divert routes. These orders are still only administrative and aren't backed by a law. Most state level initiatives have also been introduced after specific accidents. The Uttarakhand directives followed the Haridwar stampede, Tamil Nadu's announcement after the Karur rally deaths, Karnataka's bill after the stadium incident, and Maharashtra bill after incidents related to the Prayagraj Kumbh Mela. What is scientific crowd control? According to prevailing scientific wisdom, safely navigating a crowd depends on controlling its density and sidestepping hazardous flow patterns. Modeling studies have shown that the risk of a deadly crush escalates when crowd density approaches 5% per square meter. Since cameras on drones linked to computers on the ground can continuously monitor crowd density, not using such technologies to manage crowd is seen as a shortcoming. Second, crowds should never be channeled into bottlenecks, slopes, or counterflows because they magnify pressure and destabilize movement. In a, in a moving crowd, individuals are advised to move diagonally toward the less tense edges and to avoid assist, resisting the flow because compressive asphyxia rather than trampling is the main cause of fatalities. Individuals should keep their forearms across the chest to protect their breathing space and maintain balance with staggered footing. If one is knocked down, rolling to the side and shielding the head and neck while attempting to rise quickly is recommended. Finally, people should avoid rigid barriers such as fences, walls, or stages where pressures against the body can rise dangerously. Stopping to retrieve dropped items or to film in dense flows must be avoided since even brief obstructions can create waves of turbulence. Yes, over to you, Yashu.
Thank you for teaming up with me, and thanks a lot for the participant for be with us. We know this is a long article. So basically, this whole article revolved around the lack of statutory law, any kind of expressive law regarding governing the crowd control and management, as also reflect the lack of responsibility of the state and other organizer or the responsibility holder persons who are responsible for organizing a rally or any concert or any crowd gathering. So that's why it is important that we don't have the adequate amount of laws and framework guidelines to be implemented. Guidelines are basically not mandatory to be implemented, and there are not a legal repercussions for not following or obeying with the protocols. As we are talking about the lives of the people, each and every individual has an equal importance of the life as equivalent to the prime minister, deputy prime minister of India. So it's important that due to this kind of incident, where we can see that the mass gathering lead to 41 deaths. So it's important to take into consideration the importance and viability of the issue that what led to certain kind of incident. As this article is talking about the recent violence or the not violence, recent uh, crowd gathering which led to the stampede in the Karur district of Tamil Nadu, where the actors parties, their political party, which there are some mismanagement between the organizers and the leader of the political party that lead to certain disastrous events. So that's why this article talking about that. No doubt, the Bureau of Police Research and Development has given a comprehensive guideline for crowd control and mass gathering, which is like they specifically just suggested that there should be a risk management, there should be a detailed site layout plan, there has to be real time monitoring of the incident, and several other things. Apart from that, I think the BNS, now the Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita 2023, also talks about the negligence. Whosoever responsible for causing the death by negligence, as per the section 106 of the BNS, should be liable for the punishment of even up to 5 years and fine. So that's the repercussion, and that should be implemented. Whosoever is responsible, it should be made mandatorily to be punished, and side by side, there also be a compensation to be awarded to the person so that the organizer or other individual entity who are responsible for organizing such an event should have a deterrent or other kind of repercussion that if they don't abide by the law, they have to follow the law, they have to go behind the bars, and also side by side, complementary, have to pay the damages or compensation to the victim. So yeah, that part will covered by the tort or civil law. But in that type of cases, it should be as soon as possible. So the fast track courts should be there, so that this event should not be repeated again. And yeah, no doubt it will create or it will lead to a greater lesson. But yeah, let's see and hope for the best. The government come up with some regulated laws regarding the same. Yeah, thank you. Over to you, Achal ma'am.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Priyanshu, for participation. As always, I mean, your English is quite incredible, and even pronunciation, you didn't happen to make any mistakes. So that was for the reading part. And for the interpretation part, yes, you mentioned everything, and that's true. The rising concern of stampede and stuff. I would like to add just about the last paragraph about the safety measures of and the scientific approach to deal with a crowd. And here's like few of the advices given in the last paragraph. More like crowd should be channeled to avoid bottlenecks and pressure and dangerous movement, and safety measures are recommended there. Once in case it's not advised to even shoot or move in a direction where density is more, and density as per less than 5% per square meter is recommended. More than that could be fatal. And this like a term asphyxia, that's a condition arising when the body is deprived of oxygen. So that's what happens in crowd, and it can even lead to the death. So yes, that was it I wanted to add, and you almost mentioned everything. So that's it. Thanks for participating. Okay. So next we have Saurav. Are you here?
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah. So a very good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
So you may just tell your article number and then you may proceed with it. All the best.
I read article number one.
Okay, go on. Please.
Okay. My topic is Israel eases Gaza strikes after peace push led by Trump gain traction. Israeli bombing of Gaza city has significantly subsided through at least five politicians were killed, a hospital official said on Saturday, as Israel's army said the country's leaders had instructed it to prepare for the first phase of the US plan to end the war in Gaza. Israel has moved to a defensive only position in Gaza and will not actively strike, said an official who was not authorized to speak to the media on the record. The official said no forces have been removed from the territory. Israel earlier in the day said that its troops were still operating in Gaza and warned residents not to return, despite calls from the families or Israeli hostages and US President Donald Trump for an immediate halt to the fighting. Mr. Trump issued the appeal to the key US ally after Palestinian militant group Hamas said it was ready to release all hostages and start talks on the details of his plan to end the nearly 2-year war. The movement announces its approval for the release of all hostages, living and remains, according to the exchange formula included in President Trump's proposal, Hamas said in a Friday statement. Mr. Trump later posted on Truth Social based on the statement just issued by Hamas. I believe they are ready for a lasting peace. Israel must immediately stop the bombing of Gaza so that we can get the hostages out safely and quickly. Mr. Trump later on Saturday warned Hamas to move quickly and agree to a peace deal with Israel or risk further devastation in Gaza. Want tolerance delay. Hamas must move quickly or else all bets will be off. I will not tolerate delay, which many think will happen, or any outcome where Gaza poses a threat again. Mr. Trump posted on his Truth Social page. Let's get this done fast. A senior Hamas official said on Saturday the group was ready to begin negotiation immediately to finalize all issues. Another Hamas official said Egypt, a mediator in the truce talks, would host a conference for Palestinian faction to decide on Gaza's post-war future. Mr. Trump's proposal calls for a halt to hostilities, the release of hostages within 72 hours, a gradual Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, and Hamas disarmament, disarmament. It also stipulates that Hamas and other factions not have any role in the governance of Gaza, with administration of the territory instead taken up by a technocratic body, overseen by a post-war transitional authority headed by Mr. Trump himself. President Trump's demand to stop the war immediately is essential to prevent serious and irreversible harm to the hostages. The Hostages and Missing Families Forum said in a statement. But despite Mr. Trump's appeal, Gaza's civil defense agency said Israel carried out dozens of attacks on Gaza City overnight, with nearby hospitals reporting casualties. It was a very violent night during which they carried out dozens of airstrikes and artillery shelling on Gaza City and other areas in the Strip, despite President Trump's call to halt the bombing. Spokesperson Mahmoud Basal said Mr. Basal, whose agency is a rescue force which operates under Hamas authorities, said 20 homes were destroyed overnight. The Israeli military said it was operating in Gaza City and urged residents not to return. I completed my reading part. I summarized this article. Former US President Donald Trump proposed a 20 points Gaza peace plan to end the ongoing Israel Hamas conflict. The plan calls for a ceasefire, release of hostages, and Israeli withdrawal from most of Gaza. It also demands the demilitari- demilitarization of Hamas and sets up a transitional government under international supervision. Hamas conditionally accepted the plan, agreeing to release hostages and step down from power but refusing a disarm. Trump publicly urged Israel to halt its bombing of Gaza after Hamas' partial acceptance. In response, Israel announced a pause in its Gaza City campaign but continued limited airstrikes elsewhere. Israeli leaders insisted that Hamas must fully disarm before a totally military withdrawal. International pressure is growing for both Israel and Hamas to end the fighting and begin talks. The peace plans shows some progress toward negotiation, but key disagreements on security and control could still derail it. I also completed my summarized part.
Yeah, thank you, Saurabh, for participating. So, here's feedback from my side. First, pronunciation. I mean, it's good, but you still need to work a bit on it. For example, you pronounced disarmament wrong, and there were few more words. So that would be the first suggestion. And for the second thing, and the most important thing is that fluency is lacking. I mean, you are speaking good. You tend to make less mistakes, but fluency is a major part of speaking skills. Like, sorry, Saurabh, there's a lot of background noise from your side. So,
Okay, ma'am. Appreciate
uh,
that.
yes, now it's fine. So, yes, second thing would be fluency, and for that, I like to suggest you to participate more and even read more. So, that would be okay for that. I mean, fluency, it's more about punctuation, where you stop, what kind of pauses you take. So, yes, be mindful with that, and that would come with practicing. Along with listening, the second thing you require is, sorry, along with speaking or reading, the second thing you require is to listen to people. So you can get the gist how to speak, where to have proper punctuation, where to have proper full stop. So yes, second suggestion would be to even read and listen more. Yes, now coming back to the summarization part, yes, that's true. Like we all are aware of the situation in Gaza and Israel. The small conclusion about this article is that the peace efforts led by Trump, combined with Israel's reduction in strikes, signal cautious progress toward ending the Gaza conflict. However, continued violence and unresolved governance make the path fragile and uncertain, requiring urgent negotiations and cooperation for lasting peace. I mean, even the US government has and Trump led made the efforts and just combined with Israel's reduction in strikes, but still after certain time there's no massive change which has been seen. So, yes, Saurabh, that was it from my side. Thanks for participation.
Thank you, ma'am.
So,
Next time,
now,
clearly
um,
pronunciation.
please go on, Saurabh. You were saying something.
Next time, I clear the pronunciation is correctly.
Yeah, yeah, sure, and all the best with that. We have almost come to the end of the participation list. Anyone from the VC who would like to participate are welcome. Is welcome. Okay, if no one, then here on I'd like to conclude the session. And yes, News Nexus is not just about reading or interpreting, it's about even the knowledge hunt. With English, we even get to learn more of politics and a social awareness kind of thing, and even science, like newspaper is just the hub of getting knowledge of all the domains. So yes, that was it, and thank you everyone for joining. Thank you everyone who participated, and thank you everyone who even spared their time to listen, everyone. So yes, have a wonderful day, everyone.